Hey everyone, welcome back to PolarByte. I'm Ashley, and today we've got a big mix of updates. Bitcoin is stirring, Ripple's making waves with its stablecoin, and XRP is in the spotlight again. As always in crypto, the water's choppy, so stay alert, steer smart, and let's get into it. And hey, this is not financial advice, just sharing the facts, my view, and why it matters.
Okay, so the crypto market right now, it's sending some seriously mixed signals. I mean, on one hand, you've got these little glimmers of optimism showing up in the price charts. But on the other hand, there are these huge foundational projects making massive moves that the market just doesn't seem to have noticed yet. So what's really going on here? Let's get into it.
And that really gets to the heart of it, doesn't it? Is this market being driven by the pure adrenaline of short-term hype, or is it the slow, steady build-out of long-term infrastructure? You know, these two forces are locked in this constant tug of war, and honestly, understanding that conflict is the key to making sense of pretty much everything.
So, if you want to get a read on the market's overall mood, you gotta start with the biggest barometer of them all, Bitcoin. Love it or hate it, its performance really does set the tone for the entire crypto ecosystem. It's the ultimate indicator of market health.
And lately, that barometer has been pointing up. Bitcoin has managed to push back above that $90,000 mark. Now, this isn't just some random number, it's a huge psychological level. It's a sign that the bulls are still in this fight, and it's a genuine spark of optimism in what's been a very uncertain environment.
But, of course, that brings us right back to this tug of war. That price bounce, it feels great for the bulls for sure. The problem is, the bears are looking at the market structure and saying it still looks pretty fragile, you know? With all this macroeconomic uncertainty still hanging around, that optimism could be on some seriously thin ice. So you're seeing this direct clash. Positive price moves versus this deep-seated structural caution.
And look, this whole Bitcoin tug-of-war, it matters so much because its stability, or its lack of stability, directly impacts every single other coin out there. It's like they say, a rising tide lifts all boats. If Bitcoin can hold its ground, it creates this supportive environment for the whole altcoin world to grow. But if it slips, it can drag everything else right down with it. And that, right there, sets the stage perfectly for our main story.
Alright, so let's zoom in and see how this exact same conflict is playing out in a really specific, high-stakes case. We're going to turn our focus to Ripple, because while the rest of the market is just churning, Ripple has been busy behind the scenes, securing a major regulatory breakthrough that is all about that long-term foundational growth.
Okay, before we get into the weeds, let's do a super quick primer so we're all on the same page. A stablecoin is a type of crypto that's designed to hold a steady value, because it's pegged to a real-world asset. Most of them, like the one we're talking about, are backed one-to-one by US dollars sitting in a bank. It's basically a stable, programmable digital dollar that lives on a blockchain. Simple as that.
So here's the big news. Ripple's brand new dollar-pegged stablecoin, called RLUSD, has officially gotten the green light for institutional use in Abu Dhabi's International Financial Center. And I want to be really clear here. This is not some retail app getting a thumbs up. We are talking about the big players, the licensed, regulated financial firms. This is the big leagues.
Okay, so why does this Abu Dhabi news actually matter? Why is it such a big deal? Well, first off, it's a massive vote of confidence that Ripple is doing things by the book. It also unlocks the ability for these regulated firms to use RLUSD for real-world stuff like cross-border payments and settlements. This is a critical piece of the puzzle if you're trying to build the global rails for the future of finance. It could honestly set a powerful precedent for regulators all over the world.
You know, this creates a really fascinating dilemma, especially for anyone holding or just watching XRP, which is the native asset on that network. We're seeing this direct conflict between an incredibly promising long-term future and a very, very risky and uncertain present.
So on one hand, you've got this absolutely massive vision taking shape. The RLUSD approval is concrete proof that Ripple is actually executing its plan to build a real, compliant, global financial network. This isn't about speculation anymore. This is about building the foundational plumbing for how money is going to move for decades to come.
But then, crashing right up against that beautiful vision is the cold, hard reality of today. Despite this incredible news on the infrastructure front, some market analysis suggests that in the short term, XRP could face significant downside risk with a potential price drop towards that $1.50 mark. This is that gut-wrenching volatility in action.
So you've got this world-changing infrastructure being built over here, and this nail-biting volatility over there. How in the world are you supposed to make sense of all these conflicting signals? What's the real signal, and what's just noise? Well, it really boils down to your perspective, right? There are two totally different ways to look at this. The long-term believer, they're focused on that global infrastructure story. For them, the key signal isn't the daily price, it's the real-world adoption of tech like RLUSD. But the short-term trader, they are laser-focused on price action, watching market sentiment, and of course, which way Bitcoin is heading.
And for our viewers up in Canada, hey, this isn't just some abstract story happening overseas. The development of regulated stablecoins like RLUSD could absolutely pave the way for easier and safer access to USD-pegged crypto right at home. I mean, think about what that means. Fewer conversion fees for US dollar assets, and maybe even faster, cheaper ways to send money. That's the real, tangible impact.
Okay, so let's tie this all together. What's the playbook here? How should you be watching the market? Number 1, follow the infrastructure. That's where the real long-term value is being built. Number 2, respect the volatility. You just can't ignore that short-term risk is very, very real. And number 3, always keep one eye on Bitcoin because its trend really does continue to set the pace for everyone else.
And that, of course, leaves us with the ultimate question. As we move into crypto's next big phase, is it going to be built on the shaky ground of short-term hype or on the solid, regulated, foundational rails that projects like Ripple are laying down brick by brick right now? The future isn't decided yet, and that's the multi-trillion-dollar answer we are all watching unfold.
If you like this deep dive, smash that like button, subscribe to PolarByte, and ring the bell. And don't forget to join our Telegram channel @PolarByte for real-time Canadian crypto alerts, stablecoin news, and wave-by-wave updates. Drop a comment below. What do you think? Will RLUSD boost XRP long-term, or is it too early to call? I'm curious to hear from you. Until next time, stay sharp, stay safe, and stay ahead.